came to the United States, it was very hard for me.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Because I did not speak the language. When I first got here, my mom enrolled my brothers, my sisters, and me at school. I started at Bonso Middle School. I did not know a word of English back then. I could not even order food in the cafeteria. Imagine going to the cafeteria and not being able to order anything in the menu. So the only word that I can say was cheeseburger. That was the meal that I was choose at the cafeteria. So I ate that for a long time until I got sick. I got sick of eating just cheeseburgers all the time. When I graduated from formal high school in 1996, I went straight to work. At that point, I thought college could wait. I did not think it was that important back then. Plus, none of my friends in high school, none of them were going to college. I came from non-educated parents, and how could they guide me? How could they tell me what to do if they did not have experience at school? I started working in a casino. It wasn't until then when I realized how important it was to really learn English. For the first time, I was working with different kinds of people, not just my fellow Mexicans. My manager told me once, she said, you know, Pablo, you should become a chef. However, I didn't know how to write. I have to write recipes and fix people's schedules in order for me to be a chef. So I decided that I have to come back to school again. I enrolled in ESL classes. It was difficult to keep up with classes. I have to pay for them. I have to work a lot of hours at the casino also. And my schedule changed all the time. I started and stopped taking classes about one semester per year. When the labor union started organizing at my casino, I got involved. I met people who were challenging me in a different way. They pushed me and inspired me. My co-worker Francis had completed college. Finally, I met somebody that finished college. He told me that I should go back to school. It took me 5 more years to finally sign up for school. I have taken ESL literature and writing, and I am now taking ESL 14 grammar skills. I really regret not going back to school and waited so long. I think if I had studied in the past, I could do my job better now. For example, it's still hard for me to send emails and talk to management in the phone. I want to become a lead at my job and be promoted eventually. My advice to all the ESL students is that they will always have challenges that will make them consider leaving school. Remember, English is not easy, but it's not impossible either. You should continue taking classes It takes time, but it takes time to learn. The most important thing is to practice, don't be shy, speak English. Talk to your friends at school, practice at work, practice at home when you less expect it. Your English will improve. Thank you so much for listening to my story and have a wonderful time.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lucero Cruz. I came to the United States 24 years ago. I have 3 children all grown up. I have learned and done so many things coming and living here in the United States. Tonight, I want to talk about my journey from Mexico to the United States and how I came to be who I am today. When my husband and I decided to make this long trip, we were thinking about our family and the family that we left in Mexico. It was difficult to take that decision because this was another totally different world from that we had. Coming here would mean starting all over again, learning another language, another culture, and different lifestyle. Our idea was to live here for 1 or 2 years only, but here we are 24 years later. In this great country which has given us the opportunity to accomplish many goals or dreams, but also that of our children's dreams. In the beginning, our biggest problem was the English language. Wherever we went, we found that big wall. We had trouble trying to enroll our children to school and trouble taking our children to homework. When we had meetings at the school, it was impossible to interact with teachers or give any opinion because of the language. Sometimes I felt guilty because I didn't want to go to the or I was empty. I was afraid to make mistakes. Happily, they were able to adapt, and little by little they were learning English. Now they speak Spanish and English perfectly. But for me, I have learned that it's not enough to understand English, but to speak it also. It is very important that my children do not lose their identity and the Spanish language. They now know 2 cultures and 2 languages for which they are proud of. When we moved to San Marcos, it was essential to speak English. I was looking for a place to learn it. We bought some cassettes and later CDs that would help, but they didn't work because there was always something to distract me, like TV or my children asking me for something. I was looking for something more formal. When someone told me about Palomar College ESL program, I wasn't sure about enrolling here because I thought that I would find only young people. Finally, I decided to try it, and it was exciting to return to the classroom and learn English as a second language. Learning English for all immigrants is not an option. It is a necessity if our purpose is to get ahead in life. English is the most important key to be successful in this country, and we need to embrace it. My advice to everyone is do not give up on learning English. Do it not only for the future, but also for the family's future. A person who speaks 2 languages is worth 2 people who can function in 2 societies. A person who speaks 2 languages has a chance to get a better job. In the course of my learning, I met some teachers. They were outstanding teachers who really made a difference in my education. They were Marute Hedge and Marcel Castillo. Mrs. Hedge teaches ESL career track. Her class was the first time that I made a presentation in front of people. It was a big challenge for me because of my lack English. Mr. Castillo was my professor for ESL 55 and now he's teaching me advanced grammar. I admire his passion that he has in class. He also shows a dedication to teaching and interest for which each lesson can be learned and understood by students in general. In closing, I would like to say that the ESL program and the teachers here at Palomar College have helped me to be more confident, sociable, and more expressive. Without the ESL program and the dedicated ESL teacher, I wouldn't be here talking to you about my social life. Through the ESL program and because of dedicated teachers, I encourage all of you to continue your ESL training and to invite friends and relatives to take or ESL classes in order to be successful and to be having a better lifestyle than what you have in the past from your homeland. Thank you everybody for listening to our stories.
I'm Faten Al-Masri. I was born in Syria, but called my country Jasmine City. There I spent the most beautiful days of my life. I got my degree from University of Damascus, Syria in the Middle East. It's simple and beautiful country with good, friendly people. I feel warm there, and the family atmosphere is nice. I hope that peace will return to there, and every day I pray for that. I came here with my family 2 years ago. I have a daughter. Everything is different here from Syria. The language, people, roads, and houses. America is enjoyable, organized. You can fight freedom. You can express your opinion, and everyone respects each other. I found it difficult to deal with people because I didn't understand everything and I didn't speak well. I came to Baltimore College for learning English, and I will complete 2 studies in the Department of Child Development. I want to thank Baltimore College and my teacher, Mr. Kevin. I learned a lot from the experience and the vocabulary. I will miss my friend, and thank you.
I am in Mr. Kevin's class. I am here to talk to you about my future career. My future career is child development. Child development is a process that involves learning, talking, skipping, and tying shoes. Every child goes through this process and they learn these abilities. Child development is defined as the process of the growth of a child from infancy to adulthood. It is a term used to describe the study or observation of this process. I picked this career because when my kids start preschool in the Head Start program, I had the opportunity to be a volunteer, and I learned a little about child development, and I fell in love with it. I saw that I like working with children. Now in Palomar College, I have the opportunity to study this career, and I'll keep going after my English studies. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to talk about my experience here. When I came to this country a few years ago, I realized that we have opportunities here if we speak English. That's why I started to go to school. These 2 past years that I have been studying here, it has been a challenge for me. I began in level 1 and I started with a little bit English. I remember my first day here. When I went to class, I was nervous, but with the pass of the weeks, I was feeling more comfortable. Every day I came to school and tried to not miss class and always be on time. It was difficult at first because the pronunciation and writing, but every night I took my book to practice. When I was very confused, I went to the tutoring center and then they helped me with everything. I used to go twice a week. Every level is different. In level 2, I was more comfortable with the grammar. As the time passed, I got more knowledge and I tried to do everything good. I did very good with the quizzes and I always want to learn more and more. I never thought about giving up. I saw a lot of people that only went at school for 5 weeks, others 1. At first, we started like 30, but at the end of the semester, only a few made it. And that story was repeated every semester. When I went to level 3, I was more familiar with everything. I remember we did interviews to other levels, and that was good for us because we practice our English. And that way we practice our English. Finally, I went to level 4 and I did everything like the past semesters. I studied hard, being on time to class, participate, and I did everything I could. In each level, I challenged myself. I took summer classes every time I could. All the teachers that I have gotten, they have taught me very well. I have made a good friends here. With my friends, we help each other in every class. Because this is not only you doing this, there is more people with you. You can learn more quickly if you ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you are not going to learn. If I had a question, I asked it to the teacher and she explains to me. It was embarrassing when we were talking with our partners because we have fear to speak English. We thought, what is he going to say about our pronunciation? I don't know why we think like that, because we are here to learn English. My friends told me one day, you remember everything. My friends showed me respect because every day I was here studying English, no matter what. Sometimes I came sick. It's not easy to be here every night. But if we want something, we have to fight for it. I have goals in my life, and this is one of them. I want to learn English very well and get a better job in the future. That's why I'm here. And I want to say thank you to my teachers, to Sana David, Elizabeth Lord, Carol McDougman, and Katrina Tamura, and Trivian Thompson. Thanks to these teachers, I have learned the English I know now. That's it. Thank you.
I will tell you today about my experience at Palomar College. Actually, when I was in Syria, I thought I am a good English speaker. But when I came to United States, I felt shocked. I walked quickly on the street and I was afraid to talk with anyone and didn't know how to answer. I didn't go shop by myself. I didn't see or talk with anyone. I put myself in a bottle. Then I moved into the house close to Palomar College, and I took the best decision of my life since I came to United States, that I became a student at Palomar College. Then all my life began to change. The first weeks was very difficult, but Mr. Chain, he always helped me, and he always helped me to overcome these difficulties. And now I go shopping by myself, and I didn't feel shy, but not now. And I walk and talk with the people on the street, not because I know how to speak, but because I know if I speak wrong, the people will help me. They didn't laugh at me. They helped me to learn and to speak correctly. Because actually American people is very, very lovely and very friendly. And now I standing up here and telling you about my experience at Palmer College. This is my first class in United States, and I think this is a biggest proof that the program is very, very good. In the end, I want to say thank you to my family because they always support me, and thank you very much, Mr. Lee. You always give me the motivation to be the best. You always help us. Thank you so much.
I've been here in this country for a long time.
Closer to your mouth.
I've been here for a long time, and I never come to school until I used to read the books. I hang out with people speaking English, and that's what I thought. You don't need to come to school. But then I realized that I needed working hard. I started coming to the school around a couple semesters ago, and I started with Mrs. Carroll in second level. And it was really hard for me to write, even though I speak a little bit. It was hard for me. And then I moved to level 3 and then it's still a little hard for me. But people thought I just speak in English. I could know a lot of English, but it's not. And when I started writing, I knew I had to do a lot of work. When at the end of the semester, I say, Katrina, are you sure I'm ready to level 4? She said, you are capable, Oscar. I remember Katrina told me that. And then I started level 4. And then I've been studying hard with 2 classes, 6 to 7, 7 to 9:30. And I know it's not easy. And now I find out that I'm ready to level 5. I asked Mr. Lee, are you sure, Mr. Lee, I'm ready to level 5? He said, you, Oscar, you are capable too. And now I realize that I've been working hard, but it's worth it. Even though I don't know if I'm doing a lot, people notice that I've been doing really well. And this encouraged me to come in. I'm learning a lot around with us, experienced people. When experienced people tell you that you are ready, you are capable, you should give it a try. If the teacher told you ready for another level, just give it a try. Another people notice your special talent, or you got a knowledge, you know. That's very important. If somebody told me, experienced people told me that you are ready, I'm ready, I give it a try. And thank you, Mr. Lee. Thank you, Katrina, for level 3, and Mrs. Carroll. And thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Practice. Don't be shy. Speak English. Practice at work. Practice at home when you less expect it. Your English will improve.
English is the most important key to be successful in this country, and we need to embrace it.
Now in Palomar College, I have the opportunity to study this career, and I will keep going after my English studies.
I took the best decision of my life since I came to the United States, that I became a student at Palomar College.
And now I realize that I've been working hard, but it's worth it.
English is not easy, but it's not impossible either.